First, you're going to need a photograph of yourself that is high resolution, and it needs to be a close-up, meaning that it's basically from the shoulders up. It also needs to have room for us to be able to crop it into a perfect square, just like we would do if we were putting it on Instagram. So the first thing I want to do is I want to choose my crop tool, and up here at the top, it allows me to make it into a perfect square. So I'm going to move that around and find the perfect square on there for me, and then I'm going to hit the check mark to apply it. The next thing that I want to do is I'm actually going to duplicate this layer just so I have the original behind it. If I make a mistake or do something I don't like, I can automatically go back and have that there to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my whoops, I missed that last one, auto tools to make sure the color and balance of it are in check. And then I'm going to come up here to my filter menu. The filter menu has a wide variety of filters to choose from. You have some menus right here. You also have right here what is called the filter gallery. And if you look in the filter gallery, you'll see that it starts off with artistic, and you basically can pick one of these and then adjust the exact amounts right there. You can also put more than one filter on something. Okay, so if you like one, you're like, oh, but that might look good with something else, then you can do that. Okay, so if you wanted to look sort of chromish, you could use that. You could come into stylize and do glowing edges. You could apply texture and make yourself into some sort of stained glass as well. Now, besides doing it like that, you can also use your selection tools to select just part of you. Okay, so let's say if you wanted to do just your head, and I'm going to do a very rough selection. This is not the best selection that I could do, but I'm trying to do it quick. Obviously, if you made a selection, you would want to do a better job of it. Okay. Once you have your selection made the way you want to where it's pretty accurate, you can go in and you can use the filter menu, and you can either go into the filter gallery or you can use one of these here to apply a filter like just to your head or your face or the part that you have selected. So if I come in here and use crystallize, then you can see that I can adjust the cell size so that it kind of blurs out or crystallizes my face. Now, in addition to that, I can go and select the inverse and put on a different filter for the outside to make it look, whoops, I lost my filter menu, to make it look like it's all together. So here I did crystallize and pointillize, and here I can adjust the cell size. But now my face, because it's a different filter, it stands out against the background, although the background has a filter to it too, so you can't tell what it is. And now it's ready to go. So now I can do a save, and remember I want to do a save as a Photoshop file first, period number, last name, avatar, hit save. And before we save it as a JPEG, let's look at the image size. Depending on what kind of camera you use, your image may be too big for Gravatar. So if I look at mine here, notice it says that the document size is 15 by 15 inches. That's very large. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to 4 by 4 inches. And then once I save it to 4 by 4, then I'm going to change it to a JPEG and hit save. Now, the reason I didn't hit save as a Photoshop file with it this small is because you might want to use that with something else later on, and you don't necessarily want it that small. We can leave it larger size and then just make the JPEG the one that gets made smaller. Okay, so we can then close that without saving again because we've already saved it. So we can hit don't save, and then you're going to be ready to upload your gravatar to the website, or your avatar to the website.